Log recording. It's 7:31 2022. It's 2:50 in the morning. We were John. Say what's going on, guys. Fuck. I knew that when there was going to be some kind of when there was going to be some kind of situation happening that I would have to take things in hand at this point over here. And it kind of sucks. I got bug invasion that I got to deal with at this point over here. Pissmeyer ants I'm still watching out for, and I'm still nuking with a vinegar bottle. And the roaches don't even like us very much, neither does the dog. But still, it works. So I gotta deal with this shit. Not happy about it. Other than that, missed out on the convention. Actually, I would call it a convention. Reunion party. Two of them. One for SWAS and the other one for the regular Kennedy staff. I wouldn't know what the hell to talk about with these guys in the first place. David would ask me when he was missing all his stuff and finally got to be able to do a couple of his reunions. In fact, he got me as a +1, his tag along. And we're out in Santa Monica Hotel for it. I felt uncomfortable about it. But it was going to be interesting enough to see some of the people over there that may or may not recognize him or recognize me. But what I felt is, but what I was it going to be the same experience for me, or was it going to be totally different if I actually went for mine? And I kept missing it. Didn't know what the hell the damn thing was, and when I did find the damn thing was, couldn't have the money for it, and didn't even have the transportation for it. It's always the two options there. Shit. I was living out here in Roseman. I ain't got the don't have the ride to get up and back as much as I wanted to in the first place. I mean, hell, if one of my friends out here was going to be doing it, and she didn't, she totally blew it on that one. But it would have been nice to be invited to go up there and back. I mean, shit, she didn't even do that for SWAS. She goes up there and back. But inviting me? Shit. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, woman. It would have been something to see some of the guys up in SWAS, and it would have been something to see the guys in Kennedy. And I'm looking at my time, I'm looking at my time, I'm looking at the time, looking at the phone. Nothing. Except maybe she left a message with these guys wondering what day it was. And when she finally figured out what day it was, she had a panic attack on the damn thing. Thanks a lot, Deb. Would have been nice. Yeah, if some of these videos that I'm about to release on the public at this point over here, if I happen to start doing the editing and start setting that stuff up and getting it out there. Once they hear about it, crickets still. That's alright. He's got the opinions on record anyway. And what I'm putting out there, I am backing up. Okay, all right. I am not backing down either. Because I say it off the cusp, I'm saying it off my head. Because I'm saying what's happening at this point over here, what I've been going through. There's one particular video, actually one particular text, I didn't put into video, and if I did, all hell would be breaking loose on that one. That's why I kept it off the records. Yeah, you're stuck in your own head. Yeah. Sorry, it's going to be the close time for me to close it for a couple hours again. I still got to do laundry today. Suffice it to say, friends and family are supposed to be important. And when you feel like you've haven't kept up with their end of things, it's like I feel backstabbed at this point over here. course, they're going to be scratching their heads on this one. You know, I don't get out as much. I see other people getting out and getting the fun left and right, but I haven't. And of course, dealing with this, and this is why I keep doing the videos left and right to talk about this thing over and over and over again. It's becoming a repetitive situation over here that nobody likes to deal with, but you know what? Tough shit. I did say that, tough shit. Because I know it's a childish, selfish, self-centered thing I talk about at this point over here. I should be thinking about others. I should be altruistic and thinking about others. You know, sometimes you have to think about yourself before you can think about others. Now, I know that's kind of screwed up regarding the 12-step thinking at this point over here, but you still have to think about your own damn recovery. Recovery from whatever you're going through at this point over here. Which means you guys got to be taking care of your own situation, your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own health for that matter. You can't keep endangering your own self just because. It just doesn't work that way. You got to stay sober. You got to stay sober. You got to do it 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You don't touch the damn shit. You don't touch the drugs. You go hard turkey if you have to. Sometimes programs, detox will work. Most of the time it's just white knuckling it and you keep screaming to your sponsor, help me, help me, help me. Have you prayed? Have you written anything down? What are you trying to do today? God. Kept getting busier and busier to do other things while trying to keep your sanity and your health at the same time. It's not that easy. People think grieving is going to be the same damn way. Grieving is taking out your heart and your soul, and you still got to recover from this damn thing. It takes a long while. It takes a long while in recovery to build up enough sobriety in your history, in your life, to tell people that, look, I'm staying away from this stuff. I may get an inkling over there to have a drink, but I choose not to because I know what's going on. But equating that with grief at this point over here, maybe some people would think grief is just a drug. No, grief is something that you are going through because you miss that person a great deal. And if there was that much of an attachment to that person, if there was anything that you felt for the person, and then you lose them forever in this life, it does put a psychic damage on you a little bit there, doesn't it? Hits you upside the head. Now you got the headache to deal with for a long while. I was losing relatives left and right. I wasn't exactly allowed to mourn. Tried, but didn't. My grandmother, I'll use this as an example here, and also my aunt, my great aunt, back in '79 when she passed away. I felt like it was my responsibility not to grieve as much, but they kept expecting me to break down. I was busy trying not to and staying inside a damn motel waiting until there was a viewing, and then we'd go to the viewing, and they didn't allow me to go inside with them to see Aunt May because they didn't want to put any nightmares in me. Well, I hate to tell them, but well, they're all dead anyway, so screw it. Looked in the mirror. I actually looked through a window and looked at her. Aunt May was just lying in there in the casket, open-faced. Should have had it closed. But this was a viewing. This is a way to people saying goodbye to her. I guess maybe they really didn't want me to break down all that much, but I did break down in there. I tried to hold it together, especially during the service, which I barely remember what the hell the damn thing was. And us packing up and getting the hell out the next day. Well, let's see, we had the viewing, then slept overnight and had the service, and we had to get back in the red eye and get the hell home. And I was crying. I was crying. I guess it was the only time I was actually crying and trying to hold it in because I just had to be strong for me. I kept telling them I had to be strong for you guys. It wasn't that easy for me to show that kind of what I thought was weakness. Tears flowing. I had to go to school the next day. I was a miserable, sorry son of a bitch. But I also had to go to a first semester of seventh grade in junior high. 6 months later, I'm in a different neighborhood, closer to a high school, and still going to a junior high. And the next thing I understand is, geez, I'm having a nightmare regarding my aunt because she's standing right in front of me as I'm trying to get stuff together in a bathroom situation, and she's standing there smiling in her blue and white house coat, as I always remember she was always wearing. And that day I was an emotional wreck. I was trying to hold it in as much, but they wouldn't even let me out of school. I guess nobody had a mourning process or something like that. But shit. I got home, and that's when I really let loose. Grandma, different story altogether. So summer, she passes away, and we're having issues at home trying to deal with her grief. Both Ma, Dave, and me. But especially Mama. She was really having issues over this. She didn't want to tell anybody about it. Not for years, not for decades. Until I really started figuring the thing out after she passes away. But she was really having a hard time regarding losing her mother. And remembering things like this, right after she passes, it still hurts like hell. I've talked a lot about this. I've talked about a great deal about triggers, about situations happening where you just can't avoid them, and you gotta go through the emotions. I don't care how many times people keep trying to tell me how to loosen up, letting it go. Jesus will take care of everything. God will take care of everything. You gotta let it go. The thing of it is, we still gotta go through the damn process. I mean, true, we may be able to get the spiritual back rub at this point over here, as we're crying our eyeballs out and damn near throwing up. But what can I say? What can I say? I could say that I've been praying and pleading to God at the same time as I've been blubbering my head off and screaming silently as usual. It's never easy dealing with this kind of shit. And it's never easy talking about people, about how you're feeling, about how you're going through this damn thing, unless they've already been through it already. But I know they're going to be telling me different techniques that they've tried to alleviate it, or maybe medications that they tried to alleviate it. I'm thinking, give me a break. I'll go through it myself. If I'm going to be going through it broken as hell and people don't like to see it, I don't care. I don't care. I had a hell of a lot of respect for my family. I had a hell of a lot of respect for both of them. And I missed the living crap out of both of them. And yeah, it makes me pissed off as hell. Maybe it is a bit of pride at this point. A bit of ego. The thing of it is, it's not for me ego. It's just, I miss my family a great deal, and it's not embarrassing for me to show it. But got the self-defense mechanism going on inside of it at this point. That we don't want to show the weakness in front of everybody or anybody. Maybe the people we can let our guard down. But everybody else, we want to show how strong we are. We want to show how brave we are. We want to show that we're handling and we're endearing it. And inside, we're a shell. I've used one particular analogy. A movie front. Universal Studios back lot before it got torched. You could see the beautiful settings that they had in the whole area. And then you go around them and you see what they're built as, what's holding them up. Think of the wood being rotted away by termites or wood-eating creatures. You see the facade on the outside, but the inside it's crumbling like crazy. That's the support, that's the structure inside. And without the strong structure support to keep the damn facade going, it doesn't matter that it doesn't mean a thing. This thing's going to go down or get torched. It's a hell of a way for me to talk about it like that, but it works. It works. Now, this doesn't mean I'm going to be committing suicide because I've got a lot of pain and grief and I want to get rid of the damn thing, or doesn't make me sadomasochistic about it either. But they will say that the pain is the only thing I'm holding on to because that's the family. And if I happen to let go of the pain, and I happen to let go of the memories and everything else, it'll be all right. Sure, you'll be a zombie at that point over here. You won't even give a shit about the people that you actually loved and cared about. I'd rather hold on to the damn shit because it reminds me of what I've lost, and that I cared about them and they cared about me. See, I don't want to lose those damn feelings. I don't want to lose those memories because they're important to me. Now, granted, some of the positive memories I keep remembering about my family, they tear me apart on some occasions. Hell, screw it, a lot of occasions. They're the major triggers I get these days. And I know it probably drives them crazy up in heaven for me to cry like that. But I miss them. I'm going through the process. I'm going through it. I'm not going to get myself screwed over in medication or anything else. I'm dealing with the pain. I'm dealing with the grief. I'm going through this shit. I don't care how long it takes. And I don't care what it does to me at the end. I may die at the end. Okay, fine, I'll die in the end. But at least I'll have a family. I'll have a family that cares about. They may be up in heaven, that's about it. Or they may be here, keeping an eye on me. Fine. Meanwhile, I still have to find a way to live with it and how to exist with it. Not to mention, a goal of mine is to get the hell out of here for a short time and take care of things and come right back and feel like I can go back out there one more time and I keep going back and back and back and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This way I'll be able to feel it. That I've got some control over this damn shit. That I can actually say, yes, I can actually do something. How's that for a worthy goal? Go to the liquor store, get the grub, get back. Go beyond the liquor store and do something and come back. Well, I'm going to have to do that when it comes down for the college class. Because in about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, it's going to happen. And I got to go through this shit. 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now. And snap of the fingers and it'll be over. Now we got to be getting on a bus and get my ass to school. But for right now, it's not going to happen today. Today is Sunday. And today is supposed to be a day of rest. Well, today is going to be a day of laundry. And get a few things done. Right now, sleep. If I'm lucky.